make you so special? Why did he bless you? Think about it. I woke up this morning. Gonna smile when I say that shit.
And we are live with Estevenson Coleman.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, dude. So you grew up in Haiti your entire life, and until you were 15, and then you were adopted into the United States.
Yeah.
At 15 years old.
Yeah. I grew up. I'm from Haiti. So like I grew up there. My adoption process started when I was 11. But it was about like a 4-year process to get.
Was it nerve-wracking or?
At first it was like exciting, like hey, you get to come to America, all these lights, and all this crazy stuff. You get to see snow.
All these lights.
yeah.
Snow.
Yeah, snow, and and then as the years gone by, then you see all this stuff in the movies, and you can't wait to come to America. And then and 4 years later, like I knew I was coming to America at 11, but I didn't know it was gonna take 4 years.
Okay.
So by the fourth year, you're like,
anxious?
Pretty much. But by the fourth year, you're like, come on, dude, like, come on. I've known this for like 4 years now, but the process took a long time, and we're talking about a third world country versus a first world country. So,
dude, the switch up, like that's insane that you switched up from a third world to a first. That the drastic change and the humility of your upbringing, and then you bring that into like a materialistic.
Right.
Capitalist society.
Right. That was crazy, to be honest. And the funny thing is, when I first got to the States, Missouri to be exact, I think I landed in November 2009, 2 days before Thanksgiving.
Oh, really?
So I came from eating maybe 2 meals a day to like a freaking table of feast, bro. That was crazy.
The most American holiday.
Yeah. It's like everybody's like, try this, try that, try this. By the time I was done trying everything, I was sick, man.
How much? Do you remember by chance how much you gained in weight in the first year?
Not really, because I played soccer all the time. So I played soccer outdoor for club Tony Glavin.
I played for Tony Glavin growing up as well.
Yeah, I played for high school. So then when I wasn't playing outdoor, Tony Glavin, we played in the Lufew's Winter League. So even when it was snowing, you can imagine a little Haitian guy that used to sunshine all the time now playing in the snow. It was not fun, but it was fun because it was soccer. Did
you learn to love it over the years, or are you not a fan of the cold?
Not a big fan of the cold at all. No, I would if.
Understandable. It fucking
warm weather is like always the way to go. Not cold, but yeah. So playing all the time. I was playing futsal indoor, and I was not to brag, but if you play so much soccer, then you become known by many players. So then. Every time somebody would create a team or something, they'd try to invite you to come play. So I didn't have much time to keep some weight on at all. Like I started gaining weight.
Regardless of how much you're eating.
Right. I started gaining weight, I think my junior year in college. After I realized the ladies don't like skinny dudes. So. I'm kidding. But yeah, my girlfriend was like, yeah, you gotta do something about that. But so.
I was gonna say you look bulkier.
Yeah. So then I think I did about 6 months or so trying to eat and fill up. Like I didn't run, didn't play. Like my buddies would invite me to go play, and I was like, dude, I'm all right, And then when I got
bulking season, bro.
It's gaining season. When I get to the point where, because I even started tracking the number of calories that I needed to eat. But I'm not the kind of person to track my food because it just makes me sick. It's a lot
of work.
Yeah. It's just I just want to eat, And then when I got to the point where I felt like it was time to hit the gym, I signed up for a gym, Planet Fitness actually.
I've been going there as well.
Yeah,
good facility.
Yeah, it's very good. But it's funny thing though, when I went there to sign up, I pulled up into the parking lot, and then I look up and I saw the thumbs up, and I just drove away because I didn't like the purple thumbs up. For some reason, something about the purple thumbs up, I was like, I'm not disabled though, or anything like that. So
dude, that's actually hilarious.
Yeah, I pulled up and I was like, Purple thumbs up. There's something about that doesn't seem right. So I just turn around.
Nah.
And then I started looking. Yeah, right. And then I started looking at like Gold's Gym and the other gyms, and I was like, man, I can afford that. So then that's when I'm like, purple thumbs up it is. Here I come. And I signed up, man. And ever since I've been trying to keep up with the weights and.
Good deal.
Good deal. Yeah.
So it's cool that you had that opportunity as well to like be able to bulk.
Yeah.
When did you come? So when did you come over to the United States? Like what year?
No, November 2009. So it's 2009.
Dude, so because I didn't know the exact year, and I was actually completely caught me off guard how long ago it's been. But the earthquake there, that was in 2010. So you came over right before.
Yeah, so like about 2 months. Yeah.
Did you know? Yeah, I'm assuming you knew tons of people that were involved.
Yeah, definitely. Like some really good friends, friends of friends, friends of family. It was awful. And I had friends that lived through it, saw it. Some crazy stories that they tell me myself. Just insane. But yeah, I knew some people that were affected by it.
Oh wow!
And in the worst way too. Yeah, in the worst way, and it was just unbelievable, man. I just went to school one day, and I came home not feeling well. I laid down, take a nap. I woke up from a nap.
Like not feeling well, like sick, or like something was like just off. Like
yes, something was off. Like I got this like thing in me sometimes. Like if there's something if something tragic is about to happen, sometimes it affects me in a weird way. So like
it's like your intuition.
Yes, yeah. Like there's always so when the earthquake was going to happen that day, I went to school all fine, So come back about towards the end of school, I'm feeling very poorly. But it wasn't like my stomach was hurting. It wasn't like I was I wasn't tired. Like it was just it was one of those weird feeling. Like I just didn't feel well. So then, and my ways of dealing with those kind of things sometimes is to take a nap. So when I take a nap and I wake up from it and I feel better. And then I just got back. I was feeling so poorly. I put my book bag to the corner and I laid in my dining room on the carpet. Just laid there.
Really?
I grabbed a pillow from the couch and just laid there.
We're just saying, like, I'll sleep this off. I'll wake up. I'll feel better.
Yeah. Like I'll sleep it. Like whatever it is. I sleep and then I'll wake up and hopefully, because usually if I'm feeling terrible and because there are feelings, there are pain, there are tired. When you're tired and stuff, then there's those kind of feelings. Like you just feel like something's off. Like it just it's not like you hurting. It's not but you feel like something is off. So I was like, I'll just sleep it off. Like
you consciously don't have the understanding of what's attached that emotion to, but you have an understanding that something bad has happened.
Yeah, something's just terrible. Like I have, it happens to me a lot of times. If something tragic is going to happen, it's sometimes I just feel it. Like I can just feel it, and then and I'm like, well. Once I realize what's happening, what that feeling's mean now, that I'll just be like, all right, I'll go take a nap and then I'll wake up from it and
figure out what it was.
I mean, even the other day, about a month or two ago, a deer ran into me, literally. I was driving and the deer just ran into the side of my car, just shortly, right before that, maybe 5 minutes before that. I was just driving and then all of a sudden I'm like, man, this is weird. In my head I'm like, something's weird is going to happen. I feel like I'm gonna hit a deer, and that's my second deer that I've hit. But this
so
this
you
one
literally called your shot. This bad.
I was like
no shit, man.
Because I have a friend that worked. Usually. If I'm coming from the direction that I was coming from, I have a friend that worked in the area. I would stop by and just say hello, and we end up sitting there and talking for 30 minutes to an hour. Okay. But this time I didn't. I was like, I'll just go. I wasn't in the mood, So I'll just go home. I'm not gonna stop by. and then like I'm like something, and then it's just like boom, and it happened. And it happened at the most awkward, like it's not one of those regular roads where deers crossed all the time. It wasn't like there was a lot of woods in the area. It was like literally, and the deer just hit me, did a backflip across my windshield over the railing, and it was gone. Like by the time I could see the size of the deer or whatever, gone. Like yeah. So like it's one of those, sometimes like if there's some things that's going to happen, I can feel it, and like, you know, and sometimes I've dreamed of things and then it happens. Like the way.
Dreams are weird like that. Dreams are really weird like that.
Yeah.
Like I had an uncle pass recently, and my dad, like leading up to that, he had dreams that he was going to pass, that something bad was going to happen, and it was enough for him to tell him to start carrying a gun on him. He told his brother, he's like, hey, I think you should start carrying a gun on you because I had bad dreams. And that's weird. That's weird how that works.
Yeah, I like it started like when I was a very young lad. When my dad, yeah. Like when my one time, man, I was sleeping. Like I'm in nighttime, so sleeping. And then I woke up the next morning, and I was like, Mom, like my dad just got in an accident. And she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I dreamed. Like I was very young, so I was like, I dreamed it. My dad got in an accident. Only one person got hurt, and everybody was fine. Literally, like by the end of the day, my mom got third world country, so somehow the news got there. There wasn't a phone call. It was like your dad, I think, and then your dad got in an accident, and the truck. Like I explained it to them what I see in my dream, and it happened exactly like how. But I was like, it was a blue. I don't know if it was a blue truck or blue bus, because my dad used to do transportation sometimes in Haiti. Okay. So I was like, yeah, it's a blue. I explained the color, the way the truck was made, and all that good stuff. And it wasn't probably the same exact things, but the way the accident happened is how I dreamed it, and it happened. Like it was weird.
Like pretty much pinpoint.
Yeah. Like
holy shit.
Yeah. And sometimes I am able to like figure like a dream, like, you know, you could have a dream and you're like, I had this dream, this and that, and then, you know, sometimes I can figure out, like I can ask you questions about your life or around that dream, and then based on what your answers are, I can be like, I might be able to like tell you, you know, right. So yeah, but every time something terrible is going to happen, not every time, but like if it has something to do with me personally, sometimes, like, I just get this weird feeling. And
so can you kind of forecast, I guess you'd say, I don't know if that's the right word, but could you kind of see like when good things are going to happen, or is it only when bad things are going to happen? I can do. I can see that too. Because like the reason why I say that sometimes is because my mom and dad passed away, and after they passed away, I was put in an orphanage. Your biological parents.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's when I got put into an orphanage. If you don't mind
me asking, was it separate occasions?
Separate occasions. So closely related separate occasions.
Wow.
Yeah, but and when that happened, you know, my family couldn't take care of me and my little sister, so they put us up in an orphanage, you know, where we would get education in school and a Bible study thing, and then from there.
At what age did this happen?
Between 8 and 9. And so like a year later, I got put into the orphanage.
And you said your sister was younger than you?
Yeah. She's 19 or 18 now. 18 or 19, yeah.
It's like 3 years difference?
Yeah. I think I'm 4 years older than she is. Okay. Yeah, so if I was between 8 and 9, you can only imagine. She was just tiny. She was little. And then like, you know, so like when I take all the steps, so like bad things happen so that good things can happen too. You know what I mean? Right. Like, so when I take all
I'm a believer in that as well.
Yeah, like when I take those steps, like when I look at like that my mom had to pass away, my dad had to pass away, my family had to put me into an orphanage, and then my parents now came down to Haiti, and then they sponsored us the first year. The second year they come back, they wanted to adopt us. But like if my parents never passed away, I would still be in Haiti, probably.
Yeah, the likelihood is extremely high.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, and for a long time, man, I was just questioning God, and like I never understand, like, you know, why. But then over time, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes
So
sense.
over time you've been able to accept it more, and then from that acceptance has come kind of growth. And you're looking at the bigger picture.
Right. The bigger picture. That's the thing. Like the bigger picture.
Dude,
so like,
that's a beautiful attitude.
Yeah. So
honestly.
like so every time there's bad things happen, like I can feel weird when bad things going to happen that are related to me or that might affect me personally. But over time, I'm able to sit down and like look at the bigger picture to see like what happens that led to those opportunities and stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I think in that situation, whenever bad shit happens to you, or at least you're going to judge it as something bad that's happening to you, like you kind of have an option, and you have an option to say life is happening to me or life is happening for me.
Right.
And it sounds like you originally took on the mentality like life is happening to me, but now you've taken on the attitude, which I admire, of life is happening for me.
Right.
And you've seen the bigger picture of something that on the surface, man, that's devastating. But you're right. It led to something beautiful and a very different life for you that you have the opportunity to make more of an impact.
Yeah, definitely. So I always say, like, if you spend your time like dwelling on the past and all the things that has happened to you, you'll miss the big picture. Right. It's because like one door have to close for another one to open. So every time there's a door, like like it can't rain forever.
True.
And if like after rain,
any pain is temporary.
Definitely. And you have to be able, because if you dwell on your pains, and you'll always be feeling pains, and you'll miss the big, like all the wonders that God, if you're a believer, is working around you, or just all the wonders are just working around you, like it's always like, one of my favorite thing is every time I'm feeling down, it's like I go back to the steps that the butterfly takes.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
It has to be like, what do you call those? A little worm. It started out as a what do you call the
caterpillar?
Caterpillar.
Kind of like what's on my upper lip.
Yeah. So caterpillar. It starts out like that.
Okay.
And then over time, though, it becomes this beautiful thing that we call butterfly, and they're all different, and they're all different too. So sometimes you don't, just because you're going through pain. And then you sit there comparing your life to somebody else who's maybe not going through the same pain as you. Right. Doesn't mean you can't become like your own personal beautiful butterfly. Everybody's different. Everybody goes through different stuff. It's just different timing for different things.
Come through that hardship, that struggle. On top of it.
Yeah. Because there's nothing better than saying that. I lost my parents. That's sad, and every once in a while that makes me sad. But when I sit down and think of what I almost see it as like a sacrifice. Okay. Yeah, like I feel like my parents had to pass away for me to be here. And then therefore I take it up on myself to
That's an interesting approach.
I take it up on myself to try to give back. Maybe I don't have the money to give back, but give up my time. I went to school to study nonprofit, and now I'm working for a nonprofit, so and right now I'm doing work in an orphanage. I was in 2 orphanages, so I know what that life is like. So now I can use my platform, my experience, to help uplift or help be a mentor to someone.
So that experience, that upbringing that you had, kind of led you to be more altruistic, more philanthropic,
right,
or philanthropic.
Yes. Okay. Definitely. So it's once you realize the big picture, man, it changes you.
Honestly, dude, I admire that so much, because those are my favorite types of people. The people that go through hardships and then come out on top, and that's what it seems that you.
There's no other feelings than go take it like a champ, and work hard today and rest later, man. It's one of those things it's just, there's no way around it too, and sometimes we want the pain to go away so fast. We want fast results and crazy stuff, but it makes you appreciate where you come from.
Totally.
The steps. Starting in high school, I was just a twig. My girlfriend called me Twiggy Ballin. She's like, if you're a rapper, your name would be Twiggy Ballin, because you were so skinny. But yeah. So just coming from that, and then so now I can look at pictures and it's like, man, I was small, or I would wear the same shirt that I used to wear back in 2012 and wear it now and be like, man, it doesn't really fit anymore. But back then it was kind of loose on me,
Right.
So you got to be able to go, because if you dwell on it, you'll dwell on it forever, and you'll live like a miserable life. You know, like you will miss the big picture.
You be caught in the past.
Yes,
Be caught in the past, and that'll just eat you alive.
Yes.
So does the thought ever come up? You said it happened. You were in the United States just 2 months before the earthquake.
Yeah.
Does the thought ever come up, like, what if I was there?
Oh yeah. I mean, no doubt about it. If I was there, I could have been one of the victims. Like, I mean, I could have, you know, I probably wouldn't be here today. It's not guaranteed, but Lord knows where I would be during that time. Because, like, it happened daylight.
I mean,
like,
harsh reality is you could be dead right
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
That's a very real possibility.
Yeah, I mean, like, so many ways, man. Like, after my parents passed away, if I didn't get put in an orphanage, I could be, I don't know, in a gang somewhere in Haiti, or just, I could just... to be honest, I was as a young kid, I was just a rebel, you know.
Right,
I mean, I never did anything like crazy, but I was just like, you know, I was curious, so I always wanted to see what the other side looked like.
Okay.
Those kind of things. But yeah, so I think, you know, just if I didn't make it to the U.S., I could have been dead by now. If my parents had passed away, after my parents passed away. If I didn't get adopted, I could have been dead. But like, I mean, it's just like all this thing that leads to. Because fun fact though, after I got put into, like, after I left my hometown, there was a big hurricane that came through, washed people's homes away, and I know a lot of people that lose belongings, and some people lose their life. And then I went to the orphanage, like maybe months later. Some scandal broke out, and like all the sponsors, so all the Americans that were supporting that orphanage, all withdraw from it. So therefore,
why?
Just like I don't know what happened between the guy that was running it, and you know, and anytime that, like, you know, you don't want to put your name into something that's bad, like, you know. So whenever that happens, I think months later, some of the kids got sent home, and the reason why they put me there is because I was getting certain things that maybe my family couldn't provide for me. So can you imagine, like, if I didn't move, like I moved to Port-au-Prince, which is where the earthquake happened.
That's the capital of Haiti.
Yeah. So I was in Fisherville, Port-au-Prince. So after that, 2 months in November 2009, and then January 12th of 2010 is when the earthquake happened. So like I missed that by 2 months. So like
that's crazy.
Yeah. It's insane, but you know, a guy like me can just sit here and dwell in the past and sit here and think what ifs. Like I've been giving all the opportunities. Now it's, you know, it's up to me to make the best of them. And
dude, the only thought I can like think personally out of that is you escaped a catastrophe by 2 months. Like that's just got to be gratitude on a level I've never experienced.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then another thing too is like sometimes I feel guilty, like not guilty, but like because I have friends that experienced it.
Right.
You know, so what's hard about it is that I have really close friends of mine that experienced the earthquake, but I missed it by 2 months. So what's so special about me that makes me, like, you know, that caused me to miss it?
Right.
Like it's just one of those things. It's so weird. Like it's like my friends are telling me stories. I'm like, that's weird because you're telling me stories, but I was just there 2 months before. You know, so it's just weird. Like. And then I become a stranger to the whole earthquake thing because I was never there. I never lived it. And my friends, so it's like one of those things. Like why?
No terrain. And
what's behind this? Like why did I get to miss it? Like I'm not complaining that I missed it, but like, you know. So then you start.
Then it makes you question.
But you don't have any time. Like a person like me and what I've gone through or experienced. I don't have time to be like thinking what if, so be negatives, you know. Everything has a lesson. Like if it's negative or positive, everything has a lesson. And whenever one door closes, another one opens, man.
Right.
So yeah.
A life lesson with every experience.
Yeah, definitely. And I believe in that strongly, and I believe that like if you're feeling down, don't sometimes don't take it personal, you know.
Do you ever think you like have like a destiny to? Sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, you're fine.
Like a destiny to fulfill. Does it ever kind of make?
Yeah, I just feel like I just feel like now I have like I gotta do something for those who are now in the same situation that I was in.
So you feel a sense of responsibility.
Yeah. Like, and that can be tough sometimes because you're like you are put here for a reason, and then like in doing so, trying to find the reason why.
Right.
And then I'm like,
talk about questioning your existence.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll just keep doing as good as possible and hoping that in doing so, I might be fulfilling that reason.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah. So yeah, and I think one of the things that going back to that reason is doing the things that for the people that are in the situation that I was in before. So yeah.
Like if you look at the timeline of your entire life, though, you pretty much dodged a bullet. Like, as close as that is, if you were looking at like a visual timeline laid out, like move to U.S. Haitian earthquake.
Yeah, definitely. Like, and it's one of those. It's weird, man. It's just one of those weird things. Like, I don't know. Like, whenever I'm looking at my timeline, and there's that pressure too. Like, you dodged the bullet, and what's next? Like. Okay, well then what's next? Because there's always something. So what's next? And I'm the kind of guy, and like if I'm like more careful. Like I try to be as careful as possible when it comes. Like you can't prevent anything from happening to you. If it's going to happen, it's going to. But like if I don't really need out, I don't really go out. Like I'm more like a homebody kind of guy. Like if I don't really have to go outside, I just don't.
You're more like an indoors person?
Yeah, no, I'm like outdoorsy. Like I like to do all this stuff. But like, I mean, kids, some of the stuff that people my age are doing. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't,
You're like going out and partying.
Yeah, and I feel weird. Yeah, and I feel weird because like sometimes I don't like being in a big crowd of people.
Okay.
That like, because like if I'm in a big crowd of people, first thing is like, where's the exit? Like, and if I can't control that, then I feel so trapped, and like those kind of situations I don't like. Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
So like some social anxiety kind of in right.
Yeah, and not even that. It's just like sometimes it's just the way I think sometimes, and I'm not afraid to be in a crowd. One of my least favorite things is concerts. I don't really, like concerts.
I'm not a huge fan of concerts either.
Yeah, it's like, but like I'm like, if there's a run, if we have to run, there's like millions of people in here. I mean, that can be bad. Like, I mean, and then one other thing is, I always like in my head, I'm like, if you fall, everybody's not gonna stop for you. You're gonna
right. Especially there's like a shooting, which is a very real possibility in today's world. Like, dude, if there's a shooting, everybody's running towards the exit. You're totally right. If it doesn't fucking matter, if you fall there.
That's the thing. Like, if there's something like, for example, like you said, a shooting, you may not die by a bullet, but you could die by people running over you.
What a terrible way to go out.
No, but it's all in our head. But one other thing though, you can't not live life because of this kind of things,
like with fear.
Yeah, you can't live life with you gotta go out and have fun. And
because then if you live life in fear, the terrorist is won at that moment, because that's what they want. They want to control you with fear.
Yeah, and one of those things, and trying to stay away from like the whole politic things. But I definitely agree. Like if you enjoy concerts, go out and go to a country or rap, whatever R&B concert that you enjoy. If it's sporting events that you like, go. I
agree. Don't let a potential threat like
yeah. I mean, if it's not your day, it's not your day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
So before the podcast, you were talking about how you mentioned you were bilingual and you learned you learned English at what age?
15. 15? Yeah, okay. I got in the States, and that was.
You're extremely fluent, especially for learning it that late in life, and you have a very slight accent. Yeah. But like it's not very noticeable, to be honest.
Yeah, you work on it, and especially in the area that we live in, there's not many Haitian,
Right.
So like my parents are Caucasian, they speak English, that's all they know. So I had to learn to speak English fast, so that way we could communicate.
Absolutely.
So like, and I took a bunch of ESL classes, both in like high school and my 2 years in college.
What is ESL?
I think it's English something learning. Okay. English student learning.
English something learning.
Yeah. Put the S on there somewhere.
So what was your original language?
Haitian Creole.
Okay.
Which is and then French is the second language.
So you're trilingual.
Yes, I would say, yeah, you could say that. I'm better at speaking. Like, French is probably my weakest point, weakest out of three languages, because I don't really use it often. And, you know, I used it when I was in school in Haiti, but I can still, like, communicate a little bit. And I'm a better speaker than I am a writer, too, so.
Really? Okay.
So I can speak French a lot better than I can write it. But even speaking, I'm not, like...
Super fluent.
Yeah, but I if a French person come out here speaking, I may understand. Like, I could understand like maybe 99%, and then
Very
but
cool.
Yeah, so I may not be able to like insert like right away, you know. But I can.
Well, 99% still a lot.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, understanding 99% is still a lot. But it's just like the talking back sometimes it can be challenging. But I know the basics, and I can speak French fluently on my level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it typically if you learn another language and then you learn another language, like a third to add on to that, so like your weakest language being French, if you were to like expand your knowledge on that language, on the French language, would you be able to? I think you'd be able to pick it up a lot.
Yeah.
Like
If I go to France, like by a year or two, I'd come out like fluent.
Okay, yeah.
I may speak with an accent because I'm not French originally, but yeah. So I don't want to. So in case somebody was watching the podcast, and I don't want them to come like, "Hey, I heard you say you speak French." Like, because like, how do you say this? And that was one of the biggest things that I didn't enjoy. When I first got in the States, people were stopping you and asking you, "How do you say that?" So they don't really care; they just want to hear you say it, which is cool. But for the person you asking, it's kind of weird.
It's like going up to like a dog, be like, "Speak."
Yeah. It's like, nah, man. Like, I'm not feeling it today. You know? Yeah.
It's like the same expectation if you're like considered like a funny person, if you have a funny reputation, and somebody's like,
everybody expects you to like, you know, crack jokes out of nowhere. You know? Sometimes it's not like that, but yeah, it's one of those things, man.
So what are some big culture differences between Haiti and the U.S.?
Food.
Food's one, everybody tells me food. That is
Food's one, and what else?
What's your preference?
Haitian food all the way.
Really?
Yeah. Because I grew up on it, and it's all I've known. I mean, I've known the American culture for about 8 years. I know the Haitian one for 15. So yeah. So but
well, even once you like make that level up, even when you're like 20 years,
It's still It's just it's different. It's different. Flavor is different, but I have to give that to my dad though. My father is a great cook, so he makes sure that we eat well at my house because
good for you guys.
Yeah. He's a fantastic cook. So, but I love our culture, my culture now because I live here. I love our culture, and I think it's just different. I mean, the second I step foot out of the airport in Haiti, it's like, man, it's a whole different world than here. Because here we have all the gadgets and all the cool stuff, and Haiti's still a third world country, so we still lack. So another big difference is electricity. Electricity here is freaking. I mean, like I said, I couldn't wait to come and watch when I landed in Miami, my neck was. I was just turning around, just looking.
All of the lights.
Right. And then the funny thing, when I first stepped into an elevator for the first time, it was like the craziest thing ever. Because I'm like, I step on this thing, and I'm like, and then it went up, and I was like, jeez. And I'm holding on because I'm like, what the heck is this thing? Because I was like, what the heck is? Because there's no windows or anything, so I'm like, why is everybody in the box? And then and the door is open because if it goes down, then it gives you that I feel like your heart drops. Or,
like your stomach.
Yeah. And then the door is open, and I'm somewhere else. I'm like, what in the world? I was like all confused and but yeah. But yeah, I think America, it's just two different countries. Like I don't really want to compare the two together because that wouldn't do Haiti or America justice because they're just two completely different. But
it's like comparing oranges and apples.
Yes.
But that's the cool thing about growing up in two different cultures is that you kind of pick and choose what you want.
You've become appreciative of some of the things that you have. Like I mean, growing up with pretty much nothing, and now I have not everything, but pretty much everything that a human being needs to survive.
Right.
I mean, I have clothes, shelter, all that good stuff, and I had that at home too. But now I get to pick like what clothes I wear and like what style I want for myself, and those kind of things.
Well, are you familiar with like Maslow's hierarchy? Like it's the hierarchy of needs, and that kind of makes sense. Like the bottom is basically your fundamental human needs that you need to fulfill, and I'm sure at points you probably had struggles like fulfilling that.
Yeah. I mean, and once I'm here now, I'm grateful for everything, man. Like I just graduated college, so I don't know if I was in Haiti if I would.
Wait, like just now?
Yeah, last May. No, last May.
Okay. Well, so congratulations.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't just, but to me that's still like very fresh.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Until next May, I'll call it a year ago, but until now, I'll just say.
Well, it's within the year.
Yeah.
I just didn't know because this past.
Yeah, December. Yeah, there are people graduating, but yeah, I think it has helped me to be humble. Just be. And then help me to think back home too, of the people back home, like people who are in the same situation that I was in before, and just I don't know, like the best way I could describe it is like it humbles you to have both experience, and because of that too, like I am a lot more mature in certain sectors than some of my peers, just because like some of the stuff that I've lived and gone through, they
Absolutely.
have not. And like so now I get that side of the world, which is Haiti, and then America. So I bring in all together and mash them up together, and just I don't know, just the experiences are different. So therefore it makes me different. Yeah, and it makes you think a different way, and that's one of the reasons why I was able to overcome some of my difficulties, is because like there was a big picture here, and it causes you to complain less and be a lot
awesome.
more
That's
appreciative than what you have. Like I said, I'm a human being. I'll still complain,
Right.
but sometimes I catch myself and I'm like, man, that's not how it should be.
Well, I would say I told one of my roommates this recently, and he thought I was fucking crazy for saying this, but at some point in my life I would like to, at least at the bare minimum, I would like to witness firsthand like poverty on like not American poverty, like
just
something
on different soil.
Like a third world country, because I just think the appreciation you would feel for what you have in life would just be I couldn't even imagine it now, because I don't possess that power, I guess you'd say, and you probably have like that special power of gratitude because of your upbringing.
Yeah. And it doesn't make me any better than anybody. It's just just different experiences that
different frame of reference, a different perspective on the world.
Yes, and I can always go back here and come grab here or grab there and just put it all together, and because like I'm sometimes in a group I'm the thinker. Like I'm like, what if we do it this way, that, like another way, like there's another way. Cause because I'm the kind of out of the box thinker, because like we could all sitting here and trying to figure out something, and I'm like, what if we I'm always like, what if we trying to bring a different perspective and try to, sometimes a lot of times I go back to my life in Haiti, because we didn't have much. We had to make the best with what we got, or be creative. So sometimes I have this creative mind, think other ways that people wouldn't have to think about it.
Versus like the American, not necessarily. I'm talking about the masses when I say this, but a lot of Americans, whenever they're unable to figure that out, they might just get frustrated.
Right.
Versus you were like, no, we'll make this work.
Because I think sometimes we take the easy approach. Like there's got to be a way. In my head, I'm always like, there's got to be a way.
Absolutely,
there's definitely got to be a way. And even like we can talk about my J&E Shoe Co., my shoe company that I started, but.
I was actually planning on bringing that up.
So I'm like, there's gotta be a way. Every time I sit down, I'm like, man, you couldn't do it this way. You couldn't do this. But I'm like, there's gotta be a way. Like every time I'm in a situation where I'm like, we're trying to figure out what to do, and I'm like, it doesn't work this way. It doesn't. But I'm like, there's gotta be a way. So you start bringing ideas and stuff like that. But yeah,
I like that. Like the perseverance, positive attitude.
Yeah. Just anytime, man, you're feeling down, just remember, man, there's got to be a way. There's got to be another way to do this. You know.
I like that. I like that.
If we're not getting enough views on YouTube for some reason, and then you draw back and you zoom out, and you look around you and you're like, man, there's got to be a way, and you take a different approach.
And I think the way to find the way is by asking the right questions a lot of times.
Right,
like, well, how can we get more views?
Right,
or how can we do this?
And then.
One sec. This is a neighbor right now. I totally thought it was my dad. Hey, what's up, George? How you doing? Oh, I like that. How are you? You want to come in? Yeah, absolutely. You need help up? So what is the name of your shoe company that you started?
It is J&E Shoe Co.
J&E Shoe Co?
Yeah.
Okay.
So J&E, funny story. Not funny, but like when we were first starting it, the reason why
When did you first start it?
It's been like the idea came up my senior year of high school.
Oh, wow.
And I've kept it from people for a long time because I'm the kind of person when I have an idea, I don't want to tell other people so they don't ruin it for me. I want to hold it until like I want to realize it and then be like, here's my idea I've had for a long, long time.
And it also keeps it away from other people, but it also keeps it to yourself, so you can kind of you ponder the thought a little more.
Yeah. Like you get to create it yourself. Because when people start putting like stuff into you, I don't mind like people coming up to me and says, now that it's here, here's how you should have you ever thought of this?
Yeah.
Like, no, I never thought of it. Thank you. But when it first starting, then everybody has want to put their 2 cents in, and
that's what I've noticed with the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you should do this. You should make them shorter.
Yeah. But
And it's just like we were saying earlier, like everybody likes to help with the quick fix and put their own input, but sometimes what they think's going to help is you actually knowing the industry of shoes. That's just not a practical approach to take.
Right. So it started when I was a senior in high school. My buddy James had reached out. That's why James, J&E, so James and Estevenson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he reached out to me. He's still in Haiti. He reached out to me and says, "Hey, can you?" I always tell that I call it the $20 story, because he's like, "Hey, can you send me some money, like $20?" I was like, "Okay, well, I'll send it to you whenever I know somebody that is coming to the States that knows you. I give them the money and they give it to you." But I knew someone that came in, but I didn't have the money at the time. But at that time too, I didn't want to just send him $20. Because I know that $20 would turn into 40 into 60, and you do the math.
Right.
Because he's in a third world country. There's not many jobs out there, So I didn't want to just give him $20 because over time it would multiply.
Right.
So instead I was like, I try to play it off. I was like, oh well, next time somebody comes in, I'll try to do it, and blah blah blah. But then I get to the point I'm like, I gotta be real with you. I'm a very honest person. I'm very real, straightforward, and
respect.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, dude. Well, what do you do for a living? Like, I can't just send you money. What do you do for a living? And then he's like, well, I make shoes. I make sandals. I was like, oh, really, dude? Like, can you send me pictures? So he sent me pictures, and I was going through them, zoom in, zoom out, just to make sure, making sure that everything's were being made to work. Oh, and I'm like, man. Those things could sell with just. If he has the right equipment and all that good stuff, he could make them a lot better, and they could, And then
because you said that shoes are handmade.
Yes, yeah, they're all handmade, 100% handmade.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay. I was like, what do you think if we start a business together? He's like, sure. I was like, hey, yeah, I found it, man. Awesome. I'm like, this is all falling into places except for the money that
I was gonna ask why sandals. I was curious why sandals. Right. So that's the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, the reason behind his that's what he does. He was doing that for a long time.
Okay.
He was just walking alongside the roads, trying to make every once in a while he might sell a pair, enough to get him some food to eat, whatever. But I was like, we can take this thing and blow it up. And right now it hasn't blown up yet, but I have faith, man. Like, we'll be Tom's next competitor in the next 10 years or so.
and you can market it.
Yeah. So like it's yeah, and so then like 4 years. We sat on it for 4 years because I didn't have the money, all that good stuff, and 4 years gone by, and we talked about all the ideas, all the names, and I wanted to name it some birds in the Caribbean. I couldn't come up with any like beautiful birds, so I wanted to name it some birds from Brazil. It's like a toucan, like you know those birds. Yeah, so toucan or toucan, whatever they call it. But they're beautiful feathers.
Yeah,
So I was like, I don't like that. And then I named it JNE. I was like, what if we name it JNE? Everybody agreed.
That's super catchy, honestly.
Yeah, because I wanted to give them ownership, right? Like I didn't want them to be like you exploiting my talent, because I don't know how to make the sandals. So I wanted them like, this is going to be us too. Like you're going to be like 50-50. Like this business is yours too. Like it's not me because I'm in a better position than you. I should come in and overpower you. So like this is your business too. So that's why I'm going to name it JNE. So, and it's not ENJ, but JNE because James, if your name's on something, you have to take care of it, and just give them that ownership. And then so
it'll make it with more pride. It'll make it
right, exactly. If your name's on it, that's pride right there. Who made those shoes? James did.
So was James a good buddy of yours back?
Yeah, back in the first orphanage ever that I was ever in. Yeah, we were good friends.
So that's where you met him originally?
Yeah, that's originally at the orphanage.
Okay,
that's why everything happens for a reason, man. So I met him in the orphanage. After I came to the States, I had not talked to him for like 4 or 6 years. And then we connected on Facebook. That's when we started going. So then, long story short, before I graduated, I had this goal that when I turn 23, at 23, I want to be able to release something like even if it's ready or not. At 23, I want to be able to put some products on the market.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was working at Home Depot at the time, so that's how I was able to get some money. And I mowed grass, so I was able to get some money and save up to start this thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and we got a place. We got some of the equipment that we needed, and we launched. And he made all the sandals and sent them over. And then so May of 2017, I believe, we created the Etsy and said it's open. We sold 20 plus shoes. And I mean, the scheme of things, that's not a lot, but man, when I launched, I was like, even if I sell one pair, I'll be happy.
That's cool because you're doing it because you love it.
Yes,
you're doing it because you love it. I respect that a lot.
But I did that so I could help create jobs. So, like, James wouldn't keep asking me for $20. That's the reason why I did it, because I didn't want to just keep handing them money. I wanted them to work for it. Like I don't go to people and ask them for money out of the blue and they give it to me. Everything that I do, you earn it, right? I wanted them to earn it, and he's doing that. And so from there, like I said, we sold 20 plus pair. I have when we were talking off podcast earlier that I have all these things that I want to do, starts next spring or whatever, and do a relaunch because I feel like, and we have so many great products that just came in not too long ago that those are like completely different from when we first started. You can literally see the evolution of the work that we've been doing.
Right.
So yeah, it's fantastic. But yeah, I mainly do it so I could help create jobs out in Haiti, but also like eventually though I want to tap into education because I strongly believe in education. I believe that one of the reasons why they struggle is that the majority of the population is not educated. So therefore a politician could
I was reading online earlier the literacy rates are like 50%.
Yeah, it's bad, right? So like if I'm running for an office, I can just be like, hey, I'll give you like $250 for you if you vote for me. But yet you don't know what my morals are, like what am I gonna do? So like once you put those people in power, all the money that they're supposed to be investing in the community and to the people, they keep it to themselves and their family.
Agreed.
So therefore, but those people don't know that because they don't. When you're not educated and you in a third world country where you're suffering, then any little money will make you do it certain things. So like voting for someone. So my thing is wanting to first attack the they're struggling with jobs, so
Right.
help creating jobs. Second, once we get to a place where we're stable and our guys that are working at the shop, can make some kind of money from the business, then we want to tap into education. Maybe go to a couple of schools in the area and pick one of the top students and sponsor them, pay for their whole school year, their books, their uniforms, because majority of schools in Haiti are uniforms, or as well as provide school supplies for free for the kids, like book bags, notebooks, pens and pencils and stuff like that.
All these things we take for granted. Wow.
Right. And then eventually, for my own pleasure, tap into some soccer. Maybe sponsor some neighborhood soccer teams for the summer.
That's important.
Yeah.
If they have that outlet, growing up, in any culture, I think that's extremely important.
Yeah,
so that's giving back a lot.
Yeah.
A different way.
Yeah. So my thing, I'm trying to give back, and I feel like I'm here for a reason, and I want to. And obviously, and there's no secret. I mean, with a business like that, I would benefit from it as well. Because I've been saving up to invest in all of that good stuff, and we're not a nonprofit, and I don't want it to be a nonprofit because my normal job is a nonprofit. So
totally.
I want to stay away from making this into a nonprofit.
Absolutely.
But and it's one of those things I'm really looking forward to see. And not only that, but when somebody purchase, because one of the things that I wanted to do is everybody who's involved with Janie, it's the people that purchase our products, I want them to when you buy our thing, you get something. You get something, not because it was handmade from Haiti, but you get something that you like, and it suits you, and you enjoy it.
Right.
And then even if you don't know, but you are making a big impact by help creating jobs. From maybe sponsoring, eventually sponsoring kids for school. And then, help do some sporting stuff for kids in the communities.
Right.
So it's anybody, every time somebody purchases something, it helps.
The backstory to the company is interesting.
Yeah. So it's the main thing is everybody who's involved in J&E gets something from J&E, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So the customers.
Customers, the workers. And the students in the future and the community. We want it to be just help lift the community, help build that community by help creating jobs and help providing them with some of the things that they need, like education and probably some. Because I'm an athlete, I played soccer all my life, so. Tap into something.
Well, you can give back in your own way.
Yes.
And the main sport in Haiti is soccer, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And
so, do you have any crazy stories about growing up? Did you ever play with anything other than a soccer ball?
Oh no, crazy stories, man. In Haiti, you walk a lot. So I used to walk from my house to school, and then I would go to school all pampered up, all clean and stuff, and I'd come back and. All my shirts would be tucked in, my uniform would be dirty, and it was just along the way I would just start kicking anything that can move and around, even rocks, and my shoes would be all scuffed up, and I'd always get in trouble because if I'm going from school to my house and I stop by and I see a soccer from a distance, I watch, and if they let me play, I play. It's one of those things. But my uncles were older than me, so I was always too little to play with them.
Okay.
But I got to watch him a lot play, and sometimes get hit with the ball in the face because my favorite place to stand was behind the goal, and that was never a good idea. I remember one time specifically, I had an avocado in my hand, and don't be shocked. Don't be shocked because it's the Caribbean. You can do that. So I had avocado in my hand, and they were playing, and literally I slowly walked up there and saw the game, and then I was just watching, and then somebody ripped a shot, man. It just kind of hit me right in the face. I lost my avocado. I saw stars, man. I saw stars. And the sad part, it wasn't me getting hit in the face, but the avocado got crushed because it fell.
Oh, not the avocado.
Yeah, I know, right. But yeah, it's no crazy stories really. Because funny story though, but when Haiti, I was never I don't know, never good enough to play field, so I started playing goalie, and I loved playing goalie, man. Like just those 6 saves, and goalie was my favorite position. And then I got to the States, I'm like, I jammed my fingers way too much,
Right.
and I was like, I don't really want to play goalie. And in
What
Haiti,
did you use for goalie gloves?
No gloves.
No gloves.
No gloves.
Wow.
No grass.
I actually just played indoor soccer the other night. I played goalie for the first time ever with no gloves.
Yeah.
And everybody was telling me how dumb that is.
Yeah,
how
yeah.
quick you can
Like,
jam your fingers up.
No gloves. I mean, I jam my fingers all the time. Like I mean, you go to get the ball, you might poke somebody in the eye, or just hit somebody, or the ball. I mean, sometimes there's so much power in the ball. It just, when you go to it, just, and then all of a sudden all your fingers are swelled up, and you can't play for a long time. So
I bet.
So when I got to the States, I was like, well, I started playing some footy like around the second orphanage, and I developed my skills there. And when I get to the States, I'm like, I want to play striker now. I want to be Ronaldinho. After I discovered Ronaldinho, I'm like, I want to be like this guy. So I was, every time I was on the field, man.
New country, new me, new language, new position.
Yeah. So I played wing in high school, my first 2 years, I think. And then senior year, I was the main striker. And yeah, but I think my sophomore year, because I came in like late, so sophomore years I played like wing and striker, and then junior year wing and striker, and then senior year simply striker.
Okay.
But yeah, my favorite thing was to always take the ball to the line and beat as many people as possible.
Dynamic player.
Yeah. But
from goalie to wing to striker.
And you know what's funny though? In my years of playing at St. Charles Community College, I was playing right back, center back, and
what?
yeah. Because I was
played everywhere besides center mid.
Yeah. Because I was trying to recover from my hamstring injury.
Okay.
Ever since then, I haven't been the same player. Like I'll agree. My years at St. Charles Community College wasn't the best, simply because like I tore my hamstring terribly. So then didn't have surgery. Went through rehabs, and hamstring is one of those things. Once you pull it, then you're kind of done. Like once it's like terrible, bad enough, you're kind of done. Like,
did you pull your hamstring off the bone, or
just like, pull it all? Like, so here's what happened.
Did it tear?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I think there was some tearing in there, because like I would pull it, right?
It's eerie to think about.
I would pull it, and then I would wait a week, and I would go again. And I'd pull it again. Like,
thinking a week is enough time.
Yeah, enough. Because and it's not. I mean, you're young, dumb, and stupid. So like, I would wait a week, and I would try to go back out again, and I would pull it again. I mean, as a striker, I'm always like fast running. Stop. You got to be able to stop. Run, stop. You know how? I mean, you play.
Absolutely.
So like you just gotta be able. And I had some speed back in my day. I could run. So like,
before the hamstring injury.
And I think playing on turf destroyed that definitely, because turf is not the best thing for an athlete to play on.
True.
Simply because it just destroyed your muscles, your knees.
I was about to say that, knees.
Yeah, knees. It messed that up. Like, at least if high school teams playing, at least 3 or 4 players have a knee brace on. And,
I mean, you're virtually playing on padded concrete.
Yeah, it's so. I mean, it's so bad for you. But I mean, I used to play on simply concrete though. So when I got turf, I was excited. And my favorite thing about turf, it doesn't slow the ball down. And so it's like,
it's a great landscape. It's great terrain.
Yeah. So when it's 50-50 and you beat that player, you worked hard for it.
Absolutely.
So but other than that, man, I'm speaking of my hamstring. Like, sometimes I can just sit there and feel it. Like,
ooh.
Yeah, but like it's better now because it's been over the years. But yeah, my high school career didn't last long. I lose the fun of playing, and I was like, I'll just focus on school now. It's not really worth it.
Right.
My pro chances are the chances of me going pro right now is not slim to none. So. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you kind of have to get with
and then I went to like this very sad moment where like, I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to do anything. But now, I still watch my Barcelona and PSG play and stuff like that.
PSG's your other team?
Yeah, because of Ney. Ney went there, and Ney. Because I'm a big fan of Brazil. Some people get confused because how can I'm a fan of Brazil when I'm not even Brazilian? Well, it's a thing that in Haiti, Brazil and Argentina are two big teams. If anytime Brazil and Argentina is playing, there's riots.
So
sometimes.
within Haiti, there are a lot of supporters of Argentina, a lot of supporters of Brazil.
So that rivalry
between those two separate countries on this third party of Haiti is like a big rivalry.
It's a big deal.
No shit.
Yeah,
really?
it's sick. Like people they don't understand because we have a national team, but we don't ever make it to anything.
Right.
So therefore, you got to cheer for someone.
True.
Right. So then, my father was a Brazilian supporter.
It makes sense too. Being in the Caribbean, you're gonna pick the best country.
Yeah. My father was a Brazilian supporter. So Haiti is pretty big on North America, and then we have some German fans as well. But it's probably 45% Brazilian, 45% Argentinian, and none of us are Brazilian or Argentinian. But they got the skills, and Brazil has always had a good team. Argentina, and too. So
those are both solid squads.
Yeah. So when you're talking about North America and
So I was curious. I also read this online about Haiti. I didn't know if you know the answer to this.
Yeah.
I didn't read why, but I've read that Haiti has more orphans than any other country in the Western Hemisphere. Do you know why that is?
Poverty.
It said before 2010 there were 430,000.
Yeah, poverty.
In a country of 10.8 million.
Poverty.
That's insane.
Yeah, you know what? The other day I was saying people in poverty does one thing really well, and it's making babies.
Really? Why's that?
What else is there to do?
Fair enough.
But it's it. Yeah. I mean, it's everywhere.
What else is there to do?
But really though, man, come on. People in I really don't know. But people in poverty, one thing they do is make babies. I mean, I can't wrap my mind around it. I was down in Haiti not too long ago, and I was asking my uncle, "Why are you making so many kids if you're complaining about not having a job every once in a while? Then why bring more kids into the world just so they can experience So
that is bizarre. Yeah.
But no, it's true here. It's true in the States. It's true everywhere. People in poverty enjoy making babies. I don't know, man.
That's something I've kind of picked up on, but not too much thought into it. That is bizarre.
Yeah. I mean, you can see the wealthy either wants to make a lot of babies or just a couple babies. And then you just maintain the wealth there,
right?
Haiti's not all Catholics, and I know Catholics to have a lot of babies, but I don't think. Yeah, it's just I don't know.
I was reading online as well. I just looked up a whole fact.
Yeah. It's
95% of the country is Roman Catholic.
They'll say it's all over the place. To be honest with you,
really?
growing up in Haiti, Catholic churches, I've never stepped foot in one.
Yeah,
I don't know many of them either. So it's all over the place. But whatever the internet says, sometimes I don't know how they do their measurements. But coming from the country, they'll probably tell you it's Catholic and then voodoo, but it's all over the place, man. There's a lot of religions in
probably just like any other country.
And I think they're starting to be Muslim and stuff like that. So man. I don't know. It's just all over the place. It's whatever has whatever is offering more is where a lot of people goes. And I think a lot of people become Christian, a lot of Christianity after the earthquake. It's changed their lives.
It made a lot of people more religious.
It has, caused a lot of people to go to church on Sundays, anyways.
Okay.
They might do their voodoo thing on Friday or something like that, but Sundays it's church. So a lot of people go to church.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anybody who's not familiar with the geography of Haiti, it's basically an island shared with the Dominican Republic, almost split down the middle, kind of.
Yeah. Almost.
Did the earthquake affect Dominican Republic as well?
If it did, like maybe like very little, not. But Haiti,
Really?
no, Haiti was the one that got hit. Yeah, I don't think Dominican Republic. They might have felt like some vibration, but nothing as crazy as Haiti did.
Right.
I don't. Yeah,
It's crazy. The same island.
It's
they don't
just
feel
different.
anything.
Yeah. I guess wherever, like the piece of the island is situated. So, yeah, I don't know, but it's crazy though because it's just same island separated, but you have like it's just two different lifestyle too. Like,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Dominican Republic get a lot of tourism and stuff like that.
A lot of what?
Tourism.
Okay.
Like, yeah, the tourists that goes to, Haiti doesn't get as much. I don't know what the numbers are, but I don't think Haiti gets as much simply because how the media portrays the country. Because like I mean, when the media wants, they go and get the trash and get the worst parts, and then project it to millions and billions of people.
Right.
And then therefore, if that's all you know of the place, then that's all you know, and you might be more hesitant to go. But in the Dominican Republic, I don't know if they're paying them to not show it, but like you don't really ever see terrible things on the media.
I know poverty's bad there, but I don't know much about.
Yeah, like
either
but
country,
it's not as like it's not projected as much as they do at Haiti, and
Right.
I'm sure like there are people who get financial gains from doing that because you might feel bad and send money somewhere and.
Right. There are probably some motives for that.
You know.
I know personally, in my own American biases placed on it, I didn't. To be completely real with you, I didn't know that Haiti was a country until the earthquake.
Really?
But I knew Dominican Republic was simply because of all the baseball players, like Albert Pujols growing up, St. Louis Cardinals. He was my favorite player, and I knew he was from the Dominican Republic. So I knew Dominican Republic was a country, but I never knew Haiti was until the earthquake.
And some people would think Haiti is like in Africa somewhere. Sometimes,
yeah,
like,
true.
I was like, nah, man, it's like right in the DR. Like I mean, same island. Hispaniola is the name of the island that we share with the Dominican Republic. But yeah,
And it's really a neighboring country to the U.S. Honestly.
yeah. I mean, I think we both are, but there's a lot of beef between because the Dominicans think that, well, politically speaking. And from what I've seen I'm not talking about for all Dominicans, because I mean I got a Dominican body of mine and cool guy, but like I think the mindset's like Dominicans don't think they're not black. Then
How
like,
so?
I mean a lot of them are like lighter skin, so because Spain owned that part of the island at one point.
Did the French own the Haitian side?
French and the Haitian side,
Really?
and bought slaves from other countries, African countries probably. Yeah, after Christopher Columbus came in and destroyed all of our people. Because I mean, yeah, it's short. I mean, it's crazy because when Christopher Columbus first landed in the Caribbean, there were the Tainos, which are the Haitian Indians. They were there, and you know they were naked and those kind of things, and they weren't exposed to many things. And
So basically the aboriginals of Haiti. Okay.
So the Europeans like came in, but their sickness and when they first came in, the Haitian people, the Tainos, the islanders, the Tainos is what they call them.
Tainos?
Tainos. Yeah.
Okay.
Which were like the original people that were there before.
Okay.
So just go back to history, and then and then they traded them. I guess Christopher Columbus like, how you guys don't have any weapon, blah blah blah, because they didn't, and the Europeans did. So and they were almost afraid of like the machetes that they had, the European like Christopher Columbus brought, but they traded some stuff. The second voyage that he came back, second trip is the word I was looking for. He comes back. I mean, it started like
He just
looking for gold and all that crazy stuff, and we didn't really have gold in the Caribbean.
I remember whenever Christopher Columbus first got to Haiti, he actually thought he reached Asia or India. He thought he went to the other side of the world.
Idiot, man! This guy's an idiot. I don't even know why we celebrate such idiot in America here. He was just
He is a glorified figure for whatever reason.
But he's not. He didn't do anything. I don't know, worth glorifying over. Like, to be honest, he didn't discover America. There was already people. You can't discover a place. It's like coming to your house and say, I discovered your home.
Right. Yeah, sure.
Like, hey, I live here. Why do you think you discovered this?
All the Native Americans and the Taunists.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
It's like, what the fuck, man? We've been here.
Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, man, it's good. It's definitely being from Haiti and living in America is also a very fantastic thing. To be honest,
unique perspective. You have a perspective on the world.
Yeah.
Very few people can share with you.
Good, man.
I know.
Banana sounds good.
It's so weird being a guy like out of nowhere. You can just get so hungry. Like I was hungry 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
I'm just like out of nowhere. I'm just like I need to eat.
Yeah. But if you're active too, it burns a lot of calories and
having a high metabolism. I don't know if you have a high metabolism, but it's a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Right.
I mean, I'd much rather have a high metabolism than low.
I'm not complaining. Yeah. Yep, definitely. But yeah, that's good, man. I mean, if you have a lot more questions, I got a lot more answers.
Yeah, honestly, I have pretty much nothing. Is there anything else you were interested in? Or?
No, I'm much love to you for doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah.
I support that.
Thank you for coming on too.
No, when you reached out to me and I was like, definitely, like, I didn't even think twice about it. And I think I had met you like maybe once.
That's funny you say that because how do we know each other?
We know each other through Nikki.
Nikki Schuler.
Yeah.
You know Nikki Schuler? Wait.
Okay, so Nikki Schuler. So I think maybe you went to a sporting event at my high school one time with Nikki.
That's probably right.
And then you probably not asked Nikki. Oh, and then we probably were sitting close to each other, and we started talking about soccer. And then you told me you play soccer, and then from there I don't know, but we become friends on Facebook, and then we're friends on Instagram.
Because we've been friends on Facebook and then eventually on Instagram for years now.
Yeah.
Years.
Yeah. But I think Nikki is the original connection.
Okay.
But I don't. Yeah. Because funny though, because I don't think me and Nikki ever talked. But I know you were good friends with Nikki. Mm-hmm. And you probably knew some people from my high school as well. Okay. But when you came to that, I don't know if it was football, basketball. But when you came over that one time, we were sitting next to each other and we talked. And then we talked soccer. And I may have met you like maybe 2 times, but it was both at like, yeah.
Totally.
Did you ever go to a dance there too?
Ooh, not at St. Charles West, but like around the St. Charles area. Okay. Absolutely.
But yeah, I think I met you maybe once or twice.
Okay.
And
we've messaged on Facebook back and forth.
Yeah.
That's what I always knew. He plays soccer at St. Charles West, and I guess my sophomore year, your junior year, we would have played as well. Mm-hmm. But I don't remember you being on the field, to be honest. Like,
yeah, I mean, I probably was so little you didn't see me.
True.
So small.
How much weight have you gained like since?
153, almost to 200 pounds now.
Oh, you were 153 in high school. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not tiny.
That's little.
Personally, I find for a soccer player, it's pretty average. Like,
yeah, that's true. But back then too, I had no ounce of fat on me whatsoever. I was just lean as it could be, and I started putting some weight on me, and I needed that because there are some. Yeah, I think like a player like Iniesta is like 150 something.
Yeah,
like some of those guys don't weigh much. Like Alexis Sanchez is about 150 something.
Really? Okay. And even Ronaldo, he's only like 180, but he's 6'3", like just pure muscle.
Yeah.
Too.
So that's not a lot for a guy of his caliber, but.
And man. Now you're 200.
Yeah, I'm like one. Sometimes it fluctuates. There are times like I think my middle one is 185. Okay. And then I think though last summer I was 192, close to 200.
Good for you.
Yeah.
But your goal?
I want to get to 200 just for the heck of it, because I always thought like when somebody was 200 pounds they were huge.
Right.
You know, and I would like to get close to that and see, like, get to 200 and see what 200 pounds feels like, because 200 pounds on me could look different on somebody else.
Absolutely.
But if somebody says I'm 200 pounds, you might think like they're, because in my head, I mean, when I was younger, if you're 200 pounds then you're freaking huge. you know, but it doesn't. Yeah, it depends on how you take it. Like, I mean, if you're a couch potato and that's all you do and eat,
Sure.
that's a different story.
Yeah,
but,
I remember like thinking up to my dad, and I'm like, wow, my dad's 210 or something. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, if you could look at somebody and you're like, yeah, it's like, yeah, I feel it. but that's awesome, man. Yeah, thanks for having me on the show. Yeah, I appreciate it. But like when you reached out to me, and I was like, I always am into supporting people that are just coming up as a young businessman, and I'm sure you know, like it's like, you know, I do things that I need people's support for. So if somebody needs my support, then I'd be willing, as long as it's not harming.
And it's
anything.
a good time too. I'm sure you enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, very good time. Yeah, it's good. It's good having this conversation. We get to know each other a little bit more, because this is probably like the longest I've ever talked to you. And
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's good. It's definitely good. So, yeah, thanks for having me on the show. I don't know. What do you call it? Jordan Show? Jordan?
It's Jordan's Subjective Perspective.
Oh, I like that.
It rhymes, too.
Yeah. So it's the JSP, right?
JSP podcast.
JSP podcast. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, man. Thanks. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, thank you.
And anybody listening? Oh, I guess the
camera died.
Yeah, I guess camera died.
Yeah, that's all right.
Dunzo. Anybody listening, I will drop a link to anything you want. I can leave it for Brace for Impact or for J&E Shoe Company. Really, whatever you want, and I can drop that in the link. Mm-hmm. And anybody interested in buying some sandals or anything like that, then
okay, yeah. You can drop Brace for Impact if you want. You can use maybe the last section that I briefly explain what Brace for Impact is.
Okay.
After the door is
open.
open.
If you want, whenever I'm editing this video, I'll send you a text, just anything you want, and then I'll just copy it word for word and just put it right in.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's totally fine. But yeah. And I think that's great, man. That's good. Thanks for the opportunity. Yeah. I appreciate it.
And I love what you're doing, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I love what you're doing.
I appreciate it. No, I love what you're doing. So that's why I'm out here supporting you. Obviously, I wish you'll get a lot more views and subscribers once you're just starting up, right?
Right.
So because you were a Viner before that, right?
Yeah.
When they took
so
over.
I started off on YouTube. I did that for a full semester, and then just realized it wasn't practical to make all those videos. Mm-hmm. And then I moved over to Vine, found more success on Vine. Mm-hmm. That's why I have 11,000 followers on Instagram.
Okay.
Because I would direct traffic over from my Vine page to my Instagram. Mm-hmm. I used to have 17, 18,000, but all these people, I was a trend.
right.
People thought it was really cool. While Vine was out, and then I quit making Vines.
Yeah.
That died out.
Vine.
People unfollow you.
Yeah.
Why am I following this guy?
Yeah.
Making Vines anymore.
Right. But Vine died itself. It's not. But yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's, I don't know, when I went through your videos on your YouTube, this is not me telling you what you should do, because what I think is good for me may not be good for you. I love the criticism and the suggestions. But I don't have criticism. I just have suggestions. I think. Okay. So for something like that, you pick up the highlights, some of the best parts. It could even be 3 minutes, a minute, the best part, and then you put little. Because the reason why I'm telling you this, because I've seen it. I've been following Michael Dapar, which is Big Shot, the guy that made "Men's Not Hot" music video.
Wait, what's the name of the music video?
"Men's Not Hot."
I've never heard of that before.
Really?
No.
Well, before we leave here, I have to let you listen to it. But yeah, so they'll do a lot of interviews with them, long videos, but he breaks them into pieces. But I mean, if you could just maybe do the highlight, and then you do the highlights of whatever each podcast that you do with the videos, and you post that, and then you say if you would like to see more, just go see the whole 1 hour or whatever.
Totally.
But I'm sure you probably have that as an idea already.
That's what I've been working on since I've been home from college.
Okay.
I have more free time.
Yes, you can.
And I'll just go through and I'll kind of listen every 30 seconds to kind of get through the podcast. And
yeah. So
you're totally right. It's kind of asking a lot, especially who am I? I'm just another guy, you know.
But the attention span though, is not there for anybody. So I can say that personally because when I was looking, when I said, "Can you send me what you do?" You sent me the link to your thing. So I went and I was like, "What's the shortest video?"
Yeah.
I look and I think it was with some guy from Scotland, Ireland, or something. But I just went and I looked at it. I was like, oh, okay. I'll just watch the beginning of this shortest video.
Totally.
So from a perspective of mine, I think everybody's probably looking for that one, like a short clip. So
you're totally right.
Yeah. So you can. I mean, if you could break it down or want to break it down, if you think it's good for you, I think it'll definitely you'll start getting a lot more traffic if people, because I mean. 1 hour is a movie. And
right.
Sometimes I don't even want to sit down through a movie for an hour or so. So yeah, I think if you bring it down or pick the highlights from it, and then just or make it short. It can be an hour long, but then I know it requires a lot of time because you have to edit it and make sure you listen. But if you could pick the top whatever things and it comes out 3 to 5 minutes. And then you can even drop that on Facebook. You can drop maybe a minute on Facebook and says the rest is on YouTube, and then you draw that traffic.
Something that's going to kind of pique interest, part of the conversation.
Yes, and then you go on YouTube and it's only 5 minutes.
Right.
And then you finish the whole podcast thing. Or you can just do a series. So you have 1 and 2 and 3 and then so you go like that, and I think you might, just a way of driving traffic. Obviously, I don't know anything in that field, but
anything that, just the suggestions. That's super helpful.
I don't have any criticisms, just suggestions that.
Especially, another big thing I got to do is get it onto an MP3 format because it's unrealistic for somebody to be watching a video, be watching the video and listening to the audio.
Right.
Because usually whenever people are listening to podcasts, they're multitasking. They might be on a road trip. Maybe they'll use it to fall asleep, go work out at the gym, something like that.
Right.
So a YouTube video, that's just not practical.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube's fine. I think YouTube, they're for the people that are on YouTube because you might have two audiences. You might have somebody with just the sound.
Right. And
then people with the video, the typer in their hands. But, video gives you a visual. It put a face to the voice, and it also helps people realize who is Jordan.
Absolutely.
And
build that connection.
Build that
connection.
Right. And then the audio is just, it's a plus. Because then you're like, oh, I know he has a YouTube and he has, go subscribe.
Right.
Yeah,
that's kind of the idea, is to get it on as many platforms as possible.
And I'm sure, as a upcomer in what you're doing, I'm sure you haven't been doing this for so long. So people are gonna throw a lot of ideas towards you, and that can be overwhelming sometimes. So I don't sorry if I'm being overwhelming,
but
I just feel
not at all.
But yeah, as a friend, I'll call you a friend. Hopefully, that's okay.
No, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Just take it for what it is.
Take it for it. And everybody. Rome wasn't built in one day, so yeah. One step at a time, and I think you're doing great, man. I think you're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
The only time I think you'd be doing a terrible job if you weren't doing it. But you're doing it. So,
True.
So yeah, it'll come, and all the ideas.
Well worded.
Yeah.
Well, you said something else that cut me like a knife earlier. I can't remember what it was, but it was it doesn't rain. It was something around
it can't rain forever. Yeah, it can't rain forever.
I like that. I'm gonna start using that.
Yeah, it can't
if you don't
rain
mind.
Forever. No. That's all yours, man. It can't rain forever. It's the truth. Can't rain forever. Or even, but with that, so say if you do a short clip, 1 minute, and then it's you can just be it's JSP, and then it can't rain forever, and quotation, and then go check this out. Because then with the title, sometimes the content, the title of what you post drives people to have you ever watched a video that has nothing to do with the title that the person put out?
Yeah,
and it's frustrating. You're like,